I want to move on now to the situation at the southern border. More than 260,000 migrants illegally crossing the border in the month of August alone, setting yet another record for illegal crossings in a single month, and September could be even worse.
Yeah, Betsy McCoy is still with us, and joining us is Staff Lieutenant with the Texas Highway Patrol, Christopher Olivarez. Thank you so much for joining us, Lieutenant. Over 2 million migrants crossing the southern border this fiscal year. How bad has it gotten?
Well, it's gotten much worse. I'm in Eagle Pass, Texas right now, and of course, this is where we saw probably one of the largest influxes of illegal immigration between ports of entry since 2 years ago in Del Rio with the influx of the Haitians. We know that as of last week, and I can tell you right here in Texas alone, we have seen over 40,000 encounters across the Texas border in the last week. So that should kind of give you, put something in context for you to show you really how bad the situation is and how much worse it has gotten. Now, we're only talking about illegal immigrants that are turning themselves in voluntarily to U.S. Border Patrol. We're not even talking about the ones that are being released at ports of entry through the CBP One app, or the ones that are trying to get away, trying to evade capture. Because one thing to keep in mind, and also for the viewers, is that when you have an influx of illegal immigration, especially the amount of groups that we're seeing, hundreds, thousands that are coming across, now you're going to have situations where you're going to see an increase in criminal activity, human smuggling, drug smuggling, individuals that want to cause harm to our country, criminals, suspected terrorists, criminal cartel members that are coming across our borders because they know that federal agents, U.S. Border Patrol agents, are going to be distracted because of the saturation that we're seeing along the southwest border with the influx of illegal immigration.
No, we know that. This is the opposite of the best and the brightest that are crossing our southern border illegally. You think about gangs, MS-13, the child sex trafficking that's been happening down there, fentanyl. This is all intentional. Democrats, because they voted for this and the administration is doing nothing to stop it, Democrats want this to happen. Lieutenant, I just want to widen out the shot, if I could, and talk about the razor wire behind you there. I know that the Rio Grande River is right over your right shoulder. We heard reports last week that the Biden administration was telling members of the Border Patrol to cut holes in that razor wire right there to make it easier for people to cross. Is that accurate?
Yes, Rob. So, of course, here where I'm at right now, this is Shelby Park. This is one of probably the epicenter where we actually took control of the park after Title 42. Because we had authorization through the city of Eagle Pass. Now, when there was the authorization was rescinded by the city council of Eagle Pass, we no longer had the authority to make arrests in this area. So obviously, you're going to see an increase in illegal immigration because those that are crossing the borders know that there's not going to be any consequences, especially at the state level. So we had National Guard, our Texas National Guard, place concertina wire, razor wire that you see behind me, shipping containers to try to repel some of these illegal immigrants. Now, of course, the U.S. Border Patrol, they're doing a tremendous job. The field agents are doing tremendous work under these current circumstances. They're giving orders by the administration to allow these illegal immigrants in, especially those soldiers that are being deployed on federal orders that are helping Border Patrol. We see them cutting the wire. We see them placing ladders so they can allow illegal immigrants into our state because those are the orders they're getting by the administration. So completely undermines what we're trying to do to deter illegal border crossings. But those are some of the challenges we're having to face here in this particular area.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Betsy, let's talk about New York. You're here in New York. We're here. We see how bad it's gotten. Sanctuary City, this in Politico, New York shelters set to dump thousands of migrants to discourage new arrivals. So there's more than 60,000 migrants in the city's care. Adams, he's decided to stop sheltering single adults after 2 months, and thousands will be evicted this Saturday. We already know how bad New York is. How bad is it going to get?
It's very bad already. Never mind how bad it's going to get. There are over 200 shelters now operated by the city in neighborhoods all across New York. And outside each of those shelters, the neighborhoods are being very affected by the presence of these shelters because during the day, there are a lot of people just loitering in the neighborhoods, begging for food, grabbing food out of stores, starting fights. The children in those shelters are being enrolled in the local public schools, even though those little children don't speak any English. Many of them have never been to school before. They're not equipped with any kind of school supplies. And so it has a major impact on the children who live in these neighborhoods and attend these schools. And even if you stand at a major intersection in New York City, you'll see mothers with infants and toddlers strapped to their back trying to sell bottled water or cut up mangoes to traffic,
Yeah.
to drivers as they go by. And on every street corner, there's disorder and alarming scenes of crime and fighting. Stores in Midtown Manhattan across from the Roosevelt Hotel.
No,
we see it. It's horrible.
Betsy, it's gotten completely out of hand. And on the one hand, your heart goes out to these people. We're all human. But on the other hand, my heart goes out to people here in America that are just trying to live their lives, that are having to deal with this everywhere, coast to coast, all 50 states. Lieutenant, about 15 seconds left. What's the order that you've gotten when it comes to these Venezuelans? 470,000 are going to be allowed to work in the U.S. I don't get it. Why can't we just send them back?
You know, Rob, that was really probably, one of the, I would say, a slap in the face to what we're doing right now, right? And to put it just in, layman's terms there. Last week, we saw the surge of Venezuelans. The administration announced that same day that they're going to authorize temporary protection status and give work visas to close to 500,000 Venezuelans. So that in itself is going to send a message that continue coming to the United States, because we are going to allow you to enter our country. We're going to release you, and we're going to give you a work visa. That is not going to, that completely goes against what we're trying to do. And we need to stop this invasion. That's what it is. It is an invasion, and we need to put a stop to it.
All right. Lieutenant Christopher Olivarez, Betsy McCoy, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.